Welcome back, student. This is video clip number 5th for second week for the subject socio and psycholinguistics. We were discussing the basic concepts of sociolinguistics. Previously, we discussed dialect, register, uh, variations. So now we are going to discuss lingua franca. A lingua franca is defined as a language which is used habitually by people whose mother tongue are different in order to facilitate communication between a variety of other terms can be found which describe much the same phenomena. That is to say that a lingua franca may refer to a trade language, a contact language, and international language. A lingua franca is needed in many areas of the world populated by people speaking divergent languages. In such areas where group desire social or commercial communication, one language is often used by common agreement. What is Pidgin? Pidgin is a language with no native speakers. It is no one's first language, but it is a contact language. That is, it is the product of a multilingual situation in which those who wish to communicate must find or improvise a simple code to enable them to do so. A pidgin is sometimes regarded as a reduced variety of a normal language with simplification of the grammar and vocabulary of the language, considerable phonological variations, and an admixture of local vocabulary to meet the social needs of the contact groups. Although a pidgin is reduced variety of a normal language, it is not devoid of grammar. The phonological system is rule governed. The inventory of phonemes is generally small, and each phoneme may have many allophonic pronunciations. Basically, pidgins are a variety of mixed languages which are created for a very practical and immediate purpose of communication between people who otherwise would have no common language whatsoever and learned by one person from another within the communities concerned as the accepted way of communicating with members of other community. Basically, pigeons are adapted to fulfill the essential need of communication with members of other communities, and they are often used as a trade language. For example, a trade language Tucano is used by 20 odd tribes in the northwest. So, English and French are widely used as trade language in many parts of Africa. So, we can say the use of pidgin is restricted to the purpose of communicating with some other group. It is not used by any community for communication among themselves. These languages have spread through all the countries all other countries like Europe and where migrant workers sorry where migrant workers in countries such as Germany have developed pidgin varieties based on the local national language. They are also used in a large scale in some parts of Southwest Asia. The Chinese pidgin is a combination of items from Chinese and English to serve the limited purpose of trade. So, a pidgin cannot be considered as a language as it has, heavy borrowing from one type of language. It is a confused variety in which syntax, phonology, and morphology need not be the same as those of varieties involved. Also, it is not clear which community would borrow it. So it is the consequence of a social structure where the people of different languages live but lack any standard language for their communication and social interaction for survival. So this is the reason why it has been in the interest of sociolinguistics. Then comes Creole. Creole, when a pidgin comes to be adopted by a community as its native tongue and children learn it as a first language, that language is called Creole. That is to say that the pidgin has been creolized. Creole are more fully developed than pigeons, generally having more lexical items and a broader array of grammatical distinction. In times, they become languages as complete in every way as other languages. In this relation, we may say that first of all, Bhasa Malay had been regarded as pidgin, namely a variety of language with no native speaker in Indonesia. Uh, so it was then adopted as Bhasa Persatuan. So there are the examples of other countries' languages. So after being adopted as Indonesian community, it has been learnt by Indonesian people as native language. At present, there are native speakers of the language. Basically, pidgin is adopted for specific purpose. For example, I am a business person and I am going somewhere to do my business, and I will learn a specific language, and that language is not my native language. I will adopt that language only for the sake of trade and business and communication. When I will live there in that country where I will speak a specific language to communicate, my that language will be called pidgin. Although that language is not my first language, my first language is different, but I am adopting a language for some specific purposes, and I am speaking that language to fulfill my purpose. But that language is pidgin, which I adopt for specific purpose. But when my children will speak that pidgin as their first language, that will be Creole. Got the idea? That pidgin is adopted language for specific purpose, and Creole is when the speakers children adopt pidgin as their first language is called Creole. So then comes monolingual speech community. In a monolingual speech community, varieties of a given language may be dialects, speech levels, styles, or other varieties of the language. A monolingual speaker having only one language may use his language with some varieties of the language, dialects, styles, or speech levels. Multilingual speech community. In multilingual speech communities, some languages together with their variations become parts of language varieties in the community. Therefore, we can say that varieties of language may refer to a single language and its varieties such as dialects, registers, styles, speech, levels, etc. Thank you very much. If you have any question related to uh, this lecture or any other lecture, you can ask me. You can send me an email or you can ask me via WhatsApp. So I will surely reply you. So see in your ELP extended lesson plan, I have given you an assignment. You have to submit me that assignment, and that's all. Thank you very much.